This is the Ab Sessions. I'm Emma, and I'm here with McCrei. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, cheers.
Thank you. You?
Yeah, good. I was just saying before we came on air, I've interviewed bands and I've interviewed solo artists, but I've never actually interviewed a duo before. So it's almost like I don't know which way to turn. First of all, shall we do a bit of an intro and get you to say who you are, what you play, or what you do for the duo?
Okie dokie. Do you want to go first,
Sure.
Leon?
Well, we are McCrei. We're a sister duo from sort of like Maidstone area. We play like sort of like soul pop sort of genre. And I'm Leanne. I sing, and
Shannon, and I play live guitar and piano, and on bass, like on recordings bass as well, rather not on bass recordings. What am I on about?
And if I understand correctly, you're the third generation of your family to be musicians. Do you feel like the pressure's on?
Maybe a little, but the granddad was a bassist. He also played guitar and sung in a band, and then their father was a bassist as well, which I learnt bass. So I'm just trying to like keep up to the standard. And she's all right. She's just you're just gifted with the voice.
but they're also supportive of us, aren't they? They always come down to gigs, and it's because our family's like so into music. They're also musical and they love music, so they're really supportive.
I imagine when you were at home and stuff, you very much grew up with music all around you.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've always been listening to music.
What kind of music was around the house when you were growing up?
Well, a lot of the cheeky girls, I must be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
80s.
And sort of like the Ketchup song. Is that the one?
The Ketchup song, yeah.
Those sort of songs when I was young. But actually, since I got into singing at about the age of 8, and I always used to look up to sort of like the big, like power singers, like ballady, sort of like Whitney Houston, for example, and some of the old singers as well, like Aretha Franklin and Etta James. I've always looked up to them, so they're like my inspiration, and that's what I've listened to for a long, long time.
And what about you?
I kind of got into like rock at the age of about 9, and like before that I used to dance around the room to like S Club 7 and steps and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
That's quite contrasting.
I love S Club 7, I think they're great. And then I was about 9, I got into rock, and then I was like, I want to be just like Billy Joe from Green Day. So yeah, I learned instruments. I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. I feel special now.
So you've got your debut EP coming out really shortly.
Yeah, we've got our EP coming out in September, and we are recording that at the moment actually with a guy called James Stone. Okay. Yeah, he's a really talented guy. He's worked alongside like Paul Weller and Amy MacDonald and the Rifles. So yeah, it's really great to be working with him, and I'm really excited for that because it's going to have real strings. It's going to be organic because we like to keep everything like real instruments. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's coming out in September.
How many tracks are we allowed to know? How many tracks are in it?
There's going to be 4 tracks on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can we talk a little bit about the process of choosing those tracks?
Well, the 4 that have been chosen are More Than Good Friends, The Woman This Girl Can Be, 3 Little Words, and Lucky One. Yeah, and so basically we went down to James Stone's studio, and we basically just recorded all the songs that we had, and we listened through to them, and about a week later we decided what 4 we thought were the strongest, and those were the 4 that we thought were really strong, and we wanted a variety as well. We didn't want them all to be the same, so we wanted difference in all the songs, and that would come through sort of like the production on it as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Cool. So when you write these songs, talk me through a little bit about the process. So how does it start? Do you just kind of say, right, I've got a song idea, let's do this? Do you start with the guitar bits or the bass bit? Do you start with the vocals? How does it work?
A lot of the older stuff that we wrote around about 18 months ago when we first started the duo was mainly written with piano first, and then we wrote a melody and lyrics around the melody. Okay. But they were songs like 3 Little Words and The Woman, which are on the EP. And then we've got some of the newer tracks that we've written, such as Wishing You Were Here and stuff like that. Lucky One was written just to a beat, so that was a bit different. That was a co-write with Black Ice, which we'll probably talk about in a bit. And like a lot of the newer stuff has been written. I know More Than Good Friends was they were lyrics first and then melody, and I just like wrote something on piano to it. So it's sort of mix and match to like try and get different things, because we like to get a different sound for each kind of song and a different feel, and that's a great way to do it, I think.
I think it varies. It depends on whether you're feeling creative, because all of a sudden you have this like creative spell and you're just writing and you're not even trying to. All of a sudden you get like a melody in your head and you think, oh god, I've got to write something to that, because you think, oh god, that's really strong, so I think it also depends on when you have creative moments. And we've had a few of them.
Mine are 3 o'clock in the morning.
What sort of thing inspires these creative moments?
I just get like days where I'm just like, well, obviously nights as well. Just in sort of like a good mood, and you're just like chilling, like on piano or guitar, whatever, and you just start like playing something like it's pretty random, and you think, oh my god, this actually sounds pretty cool, and you sort of just sit there and like you just play it through a couple of times, and you think of like sort of like a melody to the chords and everything, then you think of another chord structure to follow it, and it just sort of goes like that, and then you'll just start humming along to it when I play something, and it just sort of goes like that.
Usually when you're like practicing something, like when you're just like messing around on the piano or something, on the guitar, something just comes, it's like, oh wow, I could use that.
Now this is quite interesting, because you haven't always been a duo, have you?
No, I mean, she started music before me actually. Well, so basically I started in my bedroom singing when I was 8, and I used to hear like my mum and dad coming up the stairs, and I used to stand by the door and listen, but I used to stop because I used to sing to the wall when I was about 11, and the first time I ever sang in front of anybody was at a school production, and I sung Hero by Mariah Carey. But she got into music like properly, like, playing to an audience before me. She obviously was influenced by like rock and that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was more like, I used to sit there in my bedroom learning all like the tabs, like I said earlier, to Green Day. I'm like a massive fan of them. It's quite funny, but I used to sit there learning all the bass tabs to like all the American Idiot stuff, and I was sitting there playing Jesus Suburbia on guitar with my little distortion pedal. It was pretty cool. And like, when we went into secondary school, I used to about year 9, I think it was, I started properly getting into music, because I always sort of played bass from about year 7 kind of thing when I first went in, and I never really played live to anyone. And we got to year 9 and I was like, I'm just going to do like a solo thing with me and a guitar. So I started doing like an acoustic kind of thing, and we went to it was sort of like a confidence building kind of thing, a place called Rock School. It was in Tunbridge Wells, and they did a thing at the Forum, and that was the first time you ever did like something with a band, and that was the first time I ever did something with a band, and that was pretty cool. And then we sort of got used to playing to an audience through that, and then we did open mic nights.
Yeah, we used to do open mic nights. We used to just do like covers, and then once we actually got quite confident at performing in front of people, we began to sort of like play around Camden, really. Proud Camden was where we always used to play, didn't we, about a year and a half ago. Yeah. And we used to play a mixture of covers, and we were starting to write a bit then, but obviously it wasn't as strong as what it is now. But we had a few, acoustic sort of like ones, didn't we? Because you didn't even play piano back then, did you?
No, I was...
is this a new thing?
Then I've been playing about 2 years, just over 2 years now. I learnt February, and we were playing... I think I was stuck on piano for the first gig 6 months after I started playing, because I used to practice for about 3-4 hours every single day, guaranteed. Yeah. And like when you learn a few covers and that, you sort of get used to it, and you sort of get the feel of it quite quickly if you like put in like one hell of a lot of practice. And when we first started gigging and stuff, I just had a guitar.
So you've always been quite close?
Yeah, we've always been quite close, but music has brought us closer, I think.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because we're so used to like practicing together, and it's great being sisters actually, because we can like practice whenever we want. Because like, for example, some other bands like they have to like sort out a date, and where they're gonna like meet up for a band session, but we can just like practice because we got all the instruments at home, and we've got piano and all that stuff. And
do you ever get into arguments because you spend so much time together?
No, not really.
Not usually. No. I don't think we do argue a lot. Really, we get on quite well. Yeah.
Any of you were particularly bossy, particularly bubbly? Because obviously you're sisters, but you're very different characters. Like you're very much, from what I can see, you're very much like rock and rolly.
At gigs we usually have people come up to us and say, yo, you two are completely different characters. Cause when we used to do the 2-hour cover gigs, I'd be like very rabbity on the mic, sort of getting the audience involved, and Leanne would be more sort of like reserved and stuff.
Okay.
People are like, oh yeah, you're the bouncy one, like the more sort of like loud, you're really loud, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm like quite outrageous. I'm quite out there, and that's always been me. And Leanne, like, she doesn't stop talking when you actually get to know her, but like she's usually quite reserved, not shy as such, but she's just quieter than me. But most people are quieter than me.
So we're going to play a song now. What's it called?
This is one that's going to be on our EP, which is coming out in September. It's called The Lucky One.
And what's it about?
It's about being with someone and you feel so lucky that you can be with them and that. So yeah, it's about that really.
Once a dream, but is this real? Nurture me down with your powers. I find them now. They say that you're the lucky one. I was blue before you let me in, but why can't they just see I'm the lucky one now? I am here with you. And embrace up to stop the rape by candlelight. With you I've now found myself enticing me. I have no defense. I know I fought the night. Who you are, you're so surreal, and all I need is you. They say that you're the lucky one. I was blue before you let me in, but why can't they just see I'm the lucky one now? I am here with you. They say that you're the lucky one. I was blue before you let me in, but why can't they just see I'm the lucky one now? I am here with you. You held the key that set me free. You unlocked my inner cage, and I flew to you. So high, higher than I thought I ever could, till we found a piece of heaven right here on earth. Whoa, no, yeah. Whoa. They say that you're the lucky one. I was blue before you let me in, but why can't they just see I'm the lucky one now? I am here with you. They say that you're the lucky one. I was blue before you let me in, but why can't they just see I'm the lucky one now? I am here with you.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Nuriel.
I was reading somewhere online that in the last 2 years you've probably done over 160 live performances.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we've done quite a lot, yeah, and we've done it like all over the place really. Like we played a gig up in Sheffield, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a long drive.
Are there any like highlights for you that really stick out and think, oh my goodness, that was amazing?
Well, one of the biggest, I think it was it August last year, we played at Rochester Castle
Under Siege,
and that was that was huge. Like, you know, we'd never done anything. We'd done festivals, but nothing on that scale. It was just huge, and we were so scared. So that stuck out for me, because I just remember the nerves, just walking up ready to go on and seeing like all the people, and I was just like, my heart was like thumping. But yeah, I also loved supporting a band called Cherry Suede. They're a Canadian band, and they were over here touring, and yeah, we supported them twice. Once at Distillers in Hammersmith, and
Hope in Brighton.
yeah, also in Brighton. And yeah, I really liked supporting them because their fans were so nice, the actual band were nice, they were also supportive, and yeah, the music was great as well.
That was pretty cool. And I think my favourite gig, I've got like a few gigs that I loved for sound, a few gigs I loved for the audience. Best one for the audience was Harwich, and I've always said this, every single interview that's asked this, Harwich was amazing. Oh my god, it was just like, everyone was just like when people have had a drink, they just sing along to everything. And we did Wonderwall by Oasis, and Time of Your Life, and Angels and stuff, and we, like, the whole pub was just singing. And I couldn't hear myself, but I was probably like well out of tune or something, 'cause you just hear everyone else. But it was a great feeling. It was just like, oh my god, I feel like a complete and utter. Oh, it's amazing. That noise happens often.
And when you've done so many live performances, you must sort of start to get a bit of a process before you go on stage. The sort of things that you must do before you go on stage. Do you have anything that you think, I can't go on stage unless I do?
Definitely.
That? I don't know, whether it's lipstick or having a drink or putting makeup on, or
I know mine is warming up. Like, I used to be quite naughty, and I never used to warm up. But since I've been having vocal lessons with a guy called Andre. He's really great. I've learnt that it's so important. You know, otherwise, like, because I always used to find that when I didn't warm up, I used to start warming up on sort of like the second song. So on the first song, it's sort of like, you know, not as great as what it could be if you were warmed up. So that for me is, you know, really, really, like, I just like to warm up. Really, really important for me. And also to know what you're going to play. Yeah. I like to always be prepared, and, you know, to always have like sort of like a balance in the set, really. So we do like 2 guitar ones, 2 piano, you know, obviously, so it's not like Shannon has to keep swapping all over the place, but it's nice for the audience to have sort of like a balance. And yeah, to sort of like also like see what kind of audience are there. So like choose when you're there, like maybe if you want to stick in a cover, because we like to change our covers, we don't like to keep them the same, so make them original if you like. Yeah, so if you can see you've got an audience that likes upbeat music, because with us there's only the 2 of us, so we're limited to what we can do. We could throw in a cover like Bonkers or She Said, which is a bit more upbeat, and you know that always goes down quite well. So I think that's important too, with the set list and the balance and what you're going to put in there to suit the audience.
Good answer.
Lengthy.
You mentioned it briefly at the start of the interview about Black Ice.
Well, with Black Ice, we've actually done our first collaboration, and that's one that's going to be on the EP. It's called Lucky One, and it's really great to be working with him because he's such a nice guy, so talented, and he's got so many ideas as well with his beats and that. I don't know how he comes up with all those beats because, oh god, it's just amazing. And yeah, it's really good to be working with him because you know, working with other people, you have songs that you maybe wouldn't write, you know, sort of like ours. We tend to write a lot of ballads, although we've got a few upbeat ones, mainly ballads, but this is our best upbeat song that we got, so it's really good to be working with him. And also he's doing a remix of one of our songs called Is This The Way It's Meant To Be. He's done about 3 remixes of that, and he's done a few of Lucky One as well, the one that we've done together as well.
With the remixes, do you get to pick the one that you like the best? How does that work?
We've got a kind of like a little EP kind of thing coming out called Chapter 1.
Okay.
And that features all the remixes that we've done so far, and that's going to be an ongoing project with Black Ice, because the ones that we got on there, there's 5 tracks on this one, and is there 3 of Lucky One and 2 of Is This The Way? I think, yeah, there's a reggae kind of version of This Is The Way, then like a more sort of like IB3 kind club one.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, Lucky One, there's like a house one and more like another disco-y kind of one, and also the actual version that we originally wrote to it kind of thing. I mean, and then he changed it up a little bit. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because the remixes are good because it shows another element to us, really, another side to us that we can be versatile when we're not just like slow and that. It shows that we can do upbeat as well. So yeah, the remixes are really good, I think.
It works.
Let's talk a little bit about social media. Obviously, like since technology moves on you're starting to have to write more and more on Facebook and Twitter about your lives and what you guys are up to and all that kind of stuff. Do you ever kind of think, okay, enough, like I just want to do my own thing, not have the world watching me on Twitter and writing my every move and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think it's important that people are able to like hear your music and understand who you are as an artist, and like, you know, if they see you at a gig. Like, say if someone sees you at a gig and that, and they hear a song which they like, they can. It's really important for it to be like on YouTube and Facebook and that, so that they can listen to it. And yeah.
Playing live is really important as well to get your music across. If you play live, even if it's not big venues, big places kind of thing, if you play to like a lot of people and having things on sale while you're there, which we've not yet done, but we're going to have with the EP, where every live gig we're probably going to have a bit of merchandise on sale as well, which would be great. But that's a really good way to sort of like spread your music around and let people know of you, and have business cards, so when you're at a gig you can hand it out to people so they can look you up, and then you get a bigger online following and stuff, so that's really important.
Yeah, and I think it's quite a nice feeling when you know, you actually build a fan base up, like, because the last gig that we did at the O2 Academy in Islington, that was really great, because we actually had fans come down and watch us, and we actually had a present from a fan. That was really lovely too.
Do you start to see the same faces when you play live?
Yeah. A lot of the time we have quite a few of the regulars come down, you know, to watch us regulars.
Cool.
So that's really nice. It's a really nice feeling to know that people are enjoy your music and love listening to you and like you as people. So yeah, and they're all really lovely. So yeah, it's a really nice feeling.
And let's talk about the future. 5 years time, where do you see yourselves?
Oh, I don't know. Where do you see yourself, Leanne?
Musically.
I know where we'd like to be. We'd like to be successful recording artists, really, like sharing our music with the world, and you know, I think it's just such an amazing feeling to like be writing songs that people love, and like that's what we do. That's why we do music, really, because we just love like writing music and sharing it with people, and like so that they can hear songs from us that they can relate to, sort of like in the meaning and the lyrics. So yeah, I think that's where we really want to be going.
Yeah, and I think in like 5 years time, I think we're gonna have like a massive catalogue of songs, so hopefully within that time we'll have brought album out, something like that, and like have proper cool recordings and stuff, so that should all be cool. And hopefully I've been played some big venues, gone around Europe, maybe to America, done a few gigs out there. That'd be amazing, because obviously we've never really travelled much, so it'd be nice to go and see a few other countries, see what, because apparently the scene in Europe's pretty cool, isn't it, for our sort of music. Like Germany, when we go out there, that's pretty cool. So I know that's coming up later on in the year, so hopefully if that goes well, we'll be going back out there. Austria, hopefully going out there as well, won't we? So that's another place. I think the plan is next year possibly to go to America as well. Should be amazing.
Yeah, I mean we're getting out of just Kent now,
just
because
England.
yeah, if you like. We're going to be going out to Germany and play around some of the clubs and, you know, venues in Munich. And we're going to be collaborating with a German band, and they're called the Barrackwells. They're really nice guys, and they're really talented too. And so we're really pleased to be working with them. And saying about Austria, we're going to be I think featuring on an Austrian producer's track, and he's had quite a lot of major success, so it's really great to be working with, you know, different people in different, you know, areas, countries, and, you know, people that are already up there. It's really like such a flattering feeling to be working with someone who's like so talented and who's had success like that.
2 more things, really, and that's about it. And I promise I'll stop. I feel like this is an interrogation.
Oh no, it's fine.
We put out a thing on Twitter about a week ago, maybe at the start of the week, basically saying if anyone had any last minute questions for McCrei, hit us up on Twitter, basically. And we had a couple, so I thought it'd be rude not to ask you them. First of all, what kind of bands do you listen to when you're on your iPod or your
Is this from Jono?
Well, I know for me, like, I listen to a mixture of everything. I know, like I said about my influences earlier, but there's they're my influences. Like, it depends what mood I'm in for what I actually listen to. Like, if I feel like sometimes I just want to listen to a bit of rock. Like, one of my favourite bands, are like you say, Green Day, because that was actually our first concert that we ever went to. And 30 Seconds to Mars. Oh yeah, that was great. 30 Seconds to Mars, I love. I like a bit of R&B as well. I like mainstream artists like Beyonce, Rihanna. I like charts. Like one of my favourite songs is actually Shift Key Touch, is it at the moment? So I'm loving that at the moment. I like a bit of everything, to be honest.
I don't know. Like I don't like a bit of everything. So there are some sort of things that I'm just like, it bores me. No, I'm joking. No, I respect all music, but the main things that I listen to, like I said earlier, a bit of rock. I used to listen to a Kerrang a lot, so yeah, that all came from there. And I love some of the chart stuff, like Animals and Ready for Your Love is such a good tune. Yeah. I love that song. Some of Avicii's stuff is amazing as well, and I don't know, all of it. I just like feel good music. I don't like anything that's gonna make you go, oh no, I don't feel too good today. I like when summer kicks in, you got all the summer tunes coming out, and you just want to party. And it's like, yeah, that's sort of stuff I listen to. Even in winter, I'm just like, yeah, summer.
So if people want to find out more about you guys, where can they go? What can they do online?
We have Facebook, Twitter. I think we're gonna have a few bits coming up on YouTube soon, and a website. Facebook, Twitter, and stuff is just all under McCrei, which it's got really weird spelling. It's MCCREI. And their website is literally just www.mccrei.com, and it's got all our gigs, all our it's got photos on there, a few videos, I think, our biography kind of things and stuff like that. So yeah, anything you want to find out is probably online.
Yeah, and we'll keep a listen and a watch out for the EP.
Sweet, that sounds good.
Yeah, just a reminder that's coming out in September, so watch out for that.
Hell yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Give me a reason to smile. Tell me what I wanna hear. It's been such a long time believing one day maybe we could be real. Soulmates united, never divided. Just living out a perfect dream, like in the books that I read when I was just a kid. The ending was predictable. It's the night we make it. The wasted hours, why can't you just say it? Give me a sign, we don't need a reason. This could be love, we're more than good friends. More than good friends, we should be more than good friends. For so long I've known it. More than good friends, tonight you'll realize. More than good friends, we're more than good friends. Move a little closer, don't stand there. Now's not the time to be shy. Let's leave this scene together tonight. Maybe you will find the girl who's been waiting for this moment to be awakened from a dream, like in the films that I watched when I was just a kid. They always ended happily. It's the night we make it. The wasted hours, why can't you just say it? Give me a sign, we don't need a reason. This could be love, we're more than good friends. More than good friends, we should be more than good friends. For so long I've known it. More than good friends, tonight you'll realize. More than good friends, you're the same what you feel inside. Wrapped so tightly, but your eyes can't lie. Tonight they dance to a different beat, and their emotion you cannot hide. For so long you've been my strength, the light shining through my darkest hour. I never feel alone, but now we cross the line. I need the whole of you, and I gotta know. It's the night we make it. The wasted hours, why can't you just say it? Give me a sign, we don't need a reason. This could be love, we're more than good friends. More than good friends, we should be. Morning, good friends. For so long I've known it. Morning, good friends. Tonight you'll realize. Morning, good friends. Morning, good friends.